Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Come on in. Hey, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Tag or share. I'm gonna wait a few minutes. But good evening to you. Welcome. Good evening. You can comment. I will respond and reply back. It's only temporary. It's only temporary, no matter what it seems like. Come on in. Welcome. Don't worry. What you're going through, what I'm going through, what someone you know may be going through, God already knew. Just go through it. Go through it. Growing pains indeed. You are going to make it. Pray through it. Cry through it. Praise through it. But I'm gonna go ahead and begin. I don't want to be before you long. It's been a long day. I'm really, and I know I probably look that way. I'm exhausted. I have been kind of busy within these last few weeks. But I did not. I wanted to make sure that I got these encouraging words to you on this evening. And so, welcome to you. Welcome to the individuals that continue to join me live for Wisdom Wednesday on Facebook Live or through my Renovating Lives page or through my Reestablishing You page or right here on my personal page or on YouTube. But I appreciate you. This is Wisdom Wednesday. I am Dr. Perkins. For some of you that are new to joining Wisdom Wednesdays, and this may be your first time, this is just a small segment that I do weekly just to give you some encouraging words, just to give you words to inspire you that hopefully will be impactful. Just words that will give you, that will encourage you, but will also cause transformation in your life. I oftentimes say, how many know that in order for us to change, there has to be some type of transformation going on, and we are the individuals who can help make that change because it's dealing with us. It's not, these things are not talking about no one else. Wisdom Wednesdays are things for your individual self. I'm not talking about your mother, your sister, things that I'm talking about you. And oftentimes we neglect ourselves. We want to help everybody else. We want to do everything for everybody else. Wisdom Wednesdays are to help you. Wisdom Wednesdays are to help us. Wisdom Wednesdays come just to provide words of encouragement, as I said before. So thank you for joining. If this is your first time, and if this is not your first time, thank you for being consistent. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for just being who you are. We all need encouragement every day. I'm not going to say sometimes. I'm going to say all the time. We never know what one another are going through. And so that's why it's important that I do these Wisdom Wednesdays, because number one, is part of my purpose, it's part of my assignment, it's what I'm called to do. And number two, the inboxes, the messages, the different things that I get, it warms my heart. And it warms my heart because number one, I'm so humbled and honored to be able to be a voice for others in this world. You know, I have people listening from all over the nation, and that's big. That's big, and I don't take it lightly. I can be doing a whole lot of other things, but I desire to be consistent, and I desire to continue to walk in my purpose. So therefore, Wisdom Wednesdays are very important to me. I've been doing this for almost over 2 years now, and that is something that I've been called to do. So welcome and thank you. Tonight's Wisdom Wednesday is just simple. Go through it. Go through it. Whatever you are going through, know that God already knew what we would be going through before we was even born. Go through it. Don't die in the process. Don't get weary. And if you get weary and you fall down, get back up. Don't quit. Some individuals, especially with this being Mental Health Awareness Month, and all of the things that are going on, there's so much depression going on. There's so many things that are going through anxiety, so many people going through different things that's happening in their minds, and it's caused, and they're thinking contrary to what the word of God says. And it's important that we keep our minds healthy, knowing that, and I can't say this enough, we're going to have obstacles and struggles and different things that affect our lives. But it's important that we go through it. It's important that we go through it for number one, to help us to grow. See, every storm and through every trial, there is a lesson. And oftentimes we don't want to get the lesson. We want to get to the blessing because we understand that God is a God who blesses. He blesses us. He promises us things that he's going to give us. He promises those things, but we have to put in some work to even go through it. Go means to do. It's an action verb. And oftentimes we don't want to do that part. We don't want to put any action to the change. We don't want to put any action to what's going through our trials and tribulations. We just want it to snap, pop, and be over and done with. And there's some things that we are going through that's going to help to better us, help to cause us to persevere, help to give us endurance, help even to give us the hope that we need to know that I am strong and I can conquer. I am an overcomer. I am a winner. And I know I'm victorious. And while some people strength is not like the other, that's why it's important that we lift one another up. That's why it's important that we encourage one another. That's why it's important that we speak positive things from one another to one another, and not to tear each other down. It's easy to say things that tear someone else down, but I love to build others up. The older I get, I'm more mindful and try to pay attention to the words that I say that come out of my mouth. Why is that? Because I know my words are powerful. I know they can either move mountains or they can destroy things in my life. I know they can cause life to begin, or they can cause death to situations that shouldn't be, just by the words that I may speak, just by certain things of how I may think. So it's important that we understand. It's important that you understand the purpose of going through. Sometimes I may be going through and just maybe sitting back and analyzing things that are going on. And those things can be hurtful. They can be painful. They can be times when, I want to be, you know what? But you have to look at the bright side of things, the bright side of things that God said he's fighting every battle. He's opening all the doors and closing doors that needs to be closed. He's the healer whenever we're going through in our bodies. He's the healer when you're going through in your minds. He's a provider if you're going through financial situations and you got things that are going on financially. His word is true. And it's very important that we understand that we got to go through things. but you are told to go through it. Don't stay in your mess. Don't dwell in what is not right. Don't bog, because that's what we can do. We can sit and we can think about and waddle in things, chest be hurting, head be hurting, thinking different thoughts. We gotta channel those things, because it's so easy. It's so easy to fall into malice and evil intentions and things that you know you shouldn't be doing, or things you know you shouldn't be saying. It is so easy. But as I'm saying on this evening, go through it. Go through. I'm not just telling you, I'm telling myself, because it can be a battle, even for self. It can be a battle. No one knows what you're going through when you're behind closed doors. No one knows the things that you battle when you're behind closed doors. But I'm here to tell you on this evening to go through it. Go through it with hope. Go through it with endurance. Go through whatever you're going through with strength. Go through what you're going through with your eye on the prize, with your eye stayed on him. No matter what it looks like, no matter how it feels, get up and try again. If you fall, get back up. If you fall again, get back up. Just don't quit. Just don't quit. There have been plenty of times that I've wanted to just throw in the towel with a lot of stuff. Just, you know what? Let me just go away. And even with going away, moving, doing these different things that you think may bring solace to whatever situation that you may be going through, it does not. It does not. But in order for you to get to the place of where you need to be, you have to grow through it. Growing is a daily thing. Changing is a daily thing. Transformation is daily. And it's not easy at all. It's not easy. It's not easy. Nothing worth having is worth. Let me tell you something. If you don't want it, if you want it, you're going to want to fight for it. Sometimes we want things so easy. And I understand, because I say this a lot. I'm tired. I'm tired. Listen, I'm tired. That's something that we can all say, that we say. You know what? Then you got to shake those things off. You got to think about what the end is going to be, because it said those who endure to the end. And I'm going to endure to the end. Many people are dying. There were worse situations than you think that you were going through. I get calls and messages and stuff all the time. And sometimes I wear those things because I want to fix everything and everybody. And that's not, you try to do what you can do. But I'm here to tell you, it's not going to be easy. Life is not easy. I have a whole different perspective on life. My value of life is totally different than it was when I was in my 20s and my 30s. Totally different. My toleration is totally different. And one thing about it is, the only thing that can go through what we're going through, what you may be going through, is you. Because can't nobody do it for you. So while you're going through, pray. While you're going through, believe. While you're going through, trust. While you're going through, if you got to cry, cry. If you got to find a safe place, someone to talk to that you trust, do that. Don't hold stuff in. See, I'm kind of guilty of that, because sometimes everybody can't take certain things. And since I'm always the encouraging, this, that, and the other, I wear a lot of things. But one thing that I do know, it's okay to open up. Don't hold things in so long, and then when you finally get them out, it's coming out in anger, and so the message is not being understood. Get you some time. Do what you need to do for self-care, because this depression, there's people being battling in their mind. Some of these individuals, some people are having suicidal ideations and all this other stuff. When you see that stuff is no joke. It may not be affecting you now, but you don't know when that stuff's going to hit you on your own door. So go through it. Know that you're not alone. Know that there are people who care. They can get you some of the resources that you need. It may be with your family member. It may be with your child. It may be with your spouse, your baby daddy, significant other, whomever. But have you an outlet. Take time for you. I have to intentionally do that, even if I'm not doing anything. I really do. And sometimes in my quiet time, in my time of being silent, it's just meditating and thinking about life. Sometimes a lot of you may be so distracted, you don't even have time to think. And I'm not talking just about thinking about the pleasures of this world and how much money, this, that, and that. Listen, money is good. Don't get me wrong, but what's the point of having a lot of money if you're not happy? If you don't know your purpose? If you feel like you're not enough and you having thoughts contrary to what God said who you are. Money is good. But your peace of mind, emotionally, mentally, your physical being, your psychological being is way more important. So I just wanted to come by this evening to tell you to go through it. Whatever your it may be, go through it. And while you're going through it, grow through it. And while you're growing through it, learn from it. And while you're learning from it, don't do it again if there's something that you need to not do. We got to break these cycles. We got to break these cycles and these patterns. We have to. When it says the enemy goes around roaring like a lion, seeing who he may devour, that is the truth, because he wants to kill, steal, and destroy our purpose, our vision, who we are, literally. And if you're not being bothered by the enemy, that means you ain't got nothing that he won't. Because I know he always trying to bother me. When I get up in the morning, I know what it is. I know it. And every day, it's different. I get weary too. I know you a lot of you see me, oh, Dr. Perkins, she this and that, and always, yeah, but I gotta fight sometimes. I gotta war sometimes. And praying, I constantly have to do. Why? Because these thoughts, my actions, and all of that, I have to keep them under subjection. And we gotta be truthful. Because without God, I'm telling you, he's done saved me. He's forgiven me. He's did some things. Listen, he's done the same for you. So go through wherever you're going through. And be mindful of your connections and of your attachments. Because some people don't mean you no good. They want you to stay where you are. They want you to stay waddling and not having and feeling this low and all this other stuff. They want you so they can laugh and kick you while you're down. But no, you get up and you go through it. You go through it. Because in the end, we're winners. We're victorious. And whatever battle we try to fight on our own, we don't have to. Because he said he fights our battle for us. Whenever we stick our hands in and try to do what we want, it messes up everything. Everything. And we make it a hot mess. So do be encouraged. Do be encouraged. I hope that I said something to you on this evening that encourages you, that has been impactful, that has caused you to rethink some things. None of us are perfect. All of us are trying to strive to the same thing, not being perfection, not having perfection, because we're not perfect. However, in him and through him, we can be all things that he has called us to be. So I challenge you to go through whatever you are going through with your head up, knowing that you are a winner, with your head up, knowing that you are everything that he said you are, not what they say you are, she said you are, or he said you are. Know what God says you are. And every time, every thought that comes, that arises, that's contrary to what God says, you cast it down. For we're not fighting against individuals. We're not fighting against flesh and blood, but against principalities and wickedness that sit in high places. And we got to cast those things down. We got to step on the enemy's head. And we got to use our authority that is within us, that he has given us. So be encouraged. Know that you're loved. Know that you are somebody. Know that you are worthy. And know that you have a purpose. I will see you next Wednesday, Lord's will, for Wisdom Wednesday. I bid you Godspeed. Know that He loves you. And I do too. Be encouraged and see you next time on Wednesday.